Good evening. How are you all? RV Debs here. Looking a little disheveled, but nonetheless, I'm here. I'm here. Let me open up my channel on my laptop. Okay, got it. Well, I hope some people will join me. It would be nice to have a good Wednesday live stream with friends. And while I'm waiting for friends to come in, I'm going to brush my bangs. Look at that. That's because I let my hair dry and it just kind of doesn't matter. Hey, hi, Linda. Good afternoon, or I guess it's good evening. Yeah. Hi, Keith. Oh, I have my report here. Actually, the air conditioner's on. I had an electrician come. Hi, Marilyn. Welcome. Let me get a few more people in here, and I'll tell you how that went. But the air conditioner has not popped off at all, and it's about 100. I don't know what it is exactly at the moment. I think 105 degrees. It hasn't been 112. Like yesterday was up to 114 degrees here, and my air conditioner was just like the breaker. It was just like triggering the breaker. And it's been doing that before. Whenever it gets over 103, 105, it'll flip the breaker switch. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Anyway, so I got the electrician to come and see me. There were two guys. They were so nice. And my breaker box is on the floor. You have to lay on the floor to get to it. Hi, Harmony Paints. So he had no problem, and he checked to see what the breakers were doing, and it was warm. Um, and he said, "Let me check to see if any wires are loose, because that can cause it. Because when wires are loose to the breakers and the fuses, then it can be overloaded easier. Because the ones that are not tight, supposedly, this is what I got from it, the ones that weren't tightly in the breakers, all tight." He says, then they borrow heat. They like grab some of the power away. And of course, when it gets to a certain point, it turns off. It wasn't really, it's not an electrical, problem. Hi, Colette. What I don't even know how to explain it other than what I just said, but we're thinking that my breaker box was loose, like a lot of the connections. Technically, yeah, it was. It's not the air conditioner at this point. The air conditioner still runs cold. Thank God. Hi, Michelle. So, like I said, he tightened up. He was here for about 30 minutes with another guy, and he tightened up the loose. He said he could turn it like 3 times, and he said that can cause it. And he's gonna order a breaker box just to have on hand, so if I need one in the future. But the AC's running right now, and it has not turned off, and it was up to 106 today. I think that's about the most this place can do. It starts to get 110, 112, and I mean, what air conditioner wouldn't stress out unless it was huge, you know? So, it's been very hot. It's been way too hot to do anything. It's kind of fixed for now. Meanwhile, it has not switched off. They tightened it all up, and they said it's no fire. There's not going to be a fire or anything. And he felt the air coming through, and he says the air conditioner is good. So yay, yeah, yay, double yay. So far so good today. I mean, it's hot, and I'm sure it's working as hard as it can work to keep the air cool. You got a hot day in Canada, huh, Colette? What's a hot day in Canada? What's your in Saskatchewan? What's your temperature? What was your high today? Hi, not there yet. Yeah, I'm staying cool, thank God. But it's been excessively hot. It's supposed to get normal starting tomorrow, which, normal can be high 90s, 100. Hi, plain vanilla grandma. How are you? The elect Yeah, I was just saying, I knew I was going to have to say this twice, maybe more. Yeah, the electrician came, and it's funny because I was having a live stream earlier today, just an impromptu quickie, and I was telling everybody that the electrician was going to come, and all of a sudden I get a phone call during the live stream, and of course I had to take the call, and he was right outside. So I stopped the live stream abruptly, I'm sorry to say, but um, anyway, so they came, and he got on the floor where the breaker box is on the floor, and basically tested it and tightened all the. He said there was 3 or 4 like loose wires that were not tight, and that can drain away from the ampage that the air conditioner is needing. Okay, let me read. So it's 78 degrees in California, where Maryland is, and then in up in Washington, right now it's around 70. That's perfect. So, yes, some parts of California, when they're like valleys, are very hot. Sacramento, that kind of area. But if you get into the higher or the coast, you have better, cooler weather. 64 in New Hampshire. Oh man, that's dreamy weather. Michelle says the electric company here regulates my air conditioner. Sometimes they shut it off and it just blows air no cool. I would hate that. How can they do that? Do you live in a special building where they have control over the whole building? Or is it everybody in the neighborhood? I mean, it's just like, that's not good. It's 90 right now in Albuquerque. Yeah, we're like all in the high desert. I mean, right now, I should have checked right before I went on here, but 86 Fahrenheit for Colette up in Saskatchewan. That's such a pretty name of a place, Saskatchewan. Yeah, it's an apartment complex, so they have control. Ooh, that's awful, because I like it cold in my house. I would not be able to handle that, because as it is, I have a little fan on me right now, and it's not hot in here. Because I just don't think I could have like somebody controlling that. And anyway, so I'm okay right now. I'm hoping that was the fix, that it was just loose wires, and we'll see. So I got this in the mail today from Humana, my Social Security, my Medicare supplement, and it says Humana on it. They're nice. They're nicer than the ones I made, but so when the hospital, when Humana starts sending masks, you know you're going to need them, and these can be washed 30 times. Oh man, let's see. Harney Payne says in Southern California you can opt to let them shut off your AC when there's high usage and you pay less for your electric. I've never done that because I don't want to be without it. Yeah. Some people dig heat, really. Like older. Now I'm an older lady now, but I'm not an older lady that like is cold. Mary, Kathy's mom, she can live at 80 degrees comfortably, and that's way too hot for me. Yeah, it's a nice one, isn't it, Marilyn? I'm glad they sent it to me. They sent one to Kathy first, and I'm like, where's mine? Okay, let's see. Oh, I've got a thermostat, and I set it around like 72. Something like that. Right around the 70. Okay, Colette's from Saskatchewan. She says the word Saskatchewan is Cree for swift running river. Swift running river. We have a huge river called the Saskatchewan River. Thank you. Hey, learned something new. I love that. That's beautiful. Yeah, 68, 70. I mean, I'm lucky right now that it's even working, but I like it cold like that too. Hi, Carla. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, well, I mean, there are some people that just don't like air conditioning, and that's fine for them. But there's no way that I can really. I mean, I'll go in my car if that was all I had. I'd go take a drive and get into air conditioning. No, I gotta have me some good air. How come you feel so old sometimes, Marilyn? Welcome back, Whispers. You're so young. I mean, if I, God, just to be in my 30s, that was so much energy I had. Hi, not there yet. Did Catherine sneak in? There you are. Hi, Catherine. Oh, man. So, sometimes I feel, my body feels kind of old, and especially when, I'll tell you when I really feel the age, is that like when I'm going in the pool and there's no handrail. Hi, Libra. Then I always feel like, gosh, I could fall. Or even going up or down stairs with a banister, I seem less sure-footed than when I was younger. Things just change. So, only 70 up where you are, Catherine, is such a perfect temperature. 70 is perfect. Whispers in the Wind said if you could find someone to lift my air conditioner up into the window, it would be okay. Yeah, 30s were good, I had a good time in my 30s. My 40s were not that great. I did a lot of travel with Kathy during my 40s. We did art Renaissance fairs, so we had some fun. We did art fairs and stuff the whole 40s. When I turned 50, that's when life sort of began for me. That's when I met my husband and started a life with him, and that was wonderful. But my 30s were cool. I lived in Key West. I traveled. I in a camper before it was cool. I had a van that I fixed like a camper, and I camped all the way up to New England, up to New Hampshire and back. Didn't take a hotel. Harmony Paints, you're asking about my mandalas. Yeah, tomorrow I'm getting another book. It's like book number 2 of the Mandela series by Color It. And I ordered a special clamp that will clamp to my table here so that I can actually put my camera safely right above what I'm doing. And I'm trying to see if that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some very soft speaking kind of ASMR, but what the camera will be using is whatever I'm doing with my hands. If I'm painting or I'm drawing, I'm just going to let it flow for a while and see how that goes. Whispers in the Wind, go back to Key West. Man, I'd love to go to Key West for a visit. I have a very good friend who, she's like the mayor. She's not the mayor, but she headed a big woman's clinic down there, and she's lived there all her life, and her name's Kim. And I would love to go see Kim, but Key West has really changed since I was there. It's really overgrown. Colette's 54. Yeah, it'd be nice to stay 54. That wasn't a bad age, actually. The 60s, I'm noticing, like, okay, the 30s, you're at your peak. You really are. Your body's usually at its peak, 20s and 30s, and your mind's crisp, and you've learned a lot, and you're doing your thing, and maybe you're building a family, maybe you're doing a career. I was playing the music and just having a great old time. And then the 40s, we still were working hard. Definitely working on our business. But I didn't have really any strong connection with any male. I didn't really have a boyfriend. The whole 10 years of it. I dated a couple of times. They were nothing. But 50, that's when it started again. I met my husband. Love at first sight. Didn't realize that was real, but it is. And so all my 50s until he passed away, and I was 64 then. Um, then it's gotten bad. So 60s to me is when your body really starts to play games with you, on how much you can hold, you know, how much you can lift up and like comfortably. And we change. Fishing in Florida would be a wonderful vacation, though not there yet. It's hot right now. Maybe another. Well, it'll be hot there till October, November. Whispers in the wind said I keep saying I need to win the lottery. Well, me too. Then I'll need a travel buddy. Yes, Libra, I tried to find someone to do it, but still no go. What are you? I'm sorry, I must have missed Libra's. I don't know what you're talking about on that, but it's 74 degrees where you are, Libra. That's beautiful. Yeah, it's probably. I hope it's starting to go down. It was about 105. It got up to 107, and then it started to go to 106. By 9 o'clock, it'll be about 100. Isn't that horrible? Yeah, cleaning up's definitely, you do it when you feel like it. Well, I don't. I had no trouble with the electricians that came today. I guess because the virus is not really. Thank God. I mean, we talked about it. These guys and me. Like he said, if you look at Texas, the places that it's really bad, the virus is all around the edge, all around like where they show the red, and then we're in the center, and so that's the difference. I love oscillating fans are very good. I love fans. Thank God for them. Marilyn says, I love the heat. I don't even use my air conditioner till I'm ready to go to bed. Yeah, but you're in California too. It's different. If it was 106 degrees, darling, you'd be right there in front of it. Yeah, Catherine's asking about what happened. Yeah, the guys came and took the breaker open, and I guess what they did is the one guy, he tightened all of the wiring. He said there was a few very loose wires, and when a wire's not tight, then it can draw away from the air conditioner's ampage, and that's what he thinks was happening. So he tightened it all up, and he's going to order a breaker box just to have on hand, because you have to, there's nobody here that works on RVs really. He was very nice, and it was $50. It normally is 75, but I talked to the owner, and the owner told him it was 50 for me. Yes, I hope that it's been on, hasn't turned off today, and it's been 106. So I'm thinking maybe it was loose, and just having almost like a shorting out, because if it's not a tight connection with electricity, I'm sure, and he knew just what he was doing. I was happy. Libra said I had someone do something for me today. He showed up with a mask on. I told him he didn't have to wear it for my sake. He took it off and chuckled. Yeah, well, nobody wore masks here. I didn't hug him. Nobody coughed. I think we're pretty safe. I don't know. I mean, sure, there's always a chance, no matter where you are right now, that you could come across the virus from somebody, something. But thank God, we are in a very fortunate. It's got its drawbacks. Look, I'm an hour. I couldn't be at a McDonald's. It would be over an hour. So, yeah. I am fine, thank you, though, Babu. Hi, Darby. Nice to see you. Hi, Dirk. How you doing? I'm sure Michigan's cooler than it is here. But everything's cool right now. Like I said, I've been repeating it. The electrician did come today. He tightened up all the wires. There were like 3 or 4 wires that really needed to be tightened. And we're hoping that is so far so good, you know? Hi, Abby May. So that's what's going on. And I mean, I'm happy that happened because I'm sitting in my house. And the last 2 nights, I couldn't get it to stay on about this time of day. So, yeah, the virus is here, and so are we. And I am not going to let it affect my life too much, other than take precautions and be respectful. If I go to Abilene, I'm going to wear a mask wherever I go. But do I want to? No. No, I don't. Oh, thank you, Dirk. I'm glad to hear it's cooled down. You're lucky. We don't get cool here. We've had such a heat wave, and today was better than yesterday. Yesterday was 114 degrees. That's a lot. Today's only 106. Hi, Jay. Thank you. I'm doing okay. My house, thank God, my air conditioner right now, no complaints. I mean, it could turn off any second, but it hasn't. It really maybe, I guess he's the electrician, so he said if the wires are loose in the breakers, the wire, I don't know how all about it, but I can understand that if the wires are loose to a few fuses or a few whatever breakers, that it would drain on the one that's working for the air conditioner. So, you know. Hi, Nancy. So far, so good, Nancy. Yeah, it's staying on, and like I said, I'm here. The last 2 days, I was over at Kathy and Mark's till about 9 p.m. I know. That's funny. Catherine's, I think I've heard this, somebody else say this. Had to run to grocery store for a couple of items. Now you need your keys, your phone, your mask, your hand sanitizer, your credit card, your store loyalty card. Couldn't fit it all in my pocket. Ah. Yeah, it's weird, Colette, this kind of heat. I'm not good, really. I know I'd be a really good Canadian because I like cool weather. Yeah. I'm almost Canadian because I was born in Buffalo, New York, and that's right on the border. The covering, you're right, Libra, the covering is probably a lifesaver. Really is. What about, Catherine, what about using a one of those, what do you call them on your waist? Like purse that goes on your waist. I could be your neighbor. Winter in the Keys and summer up in the Northwest. Something like that. That would be really pretty perfect. Fanny pack, yeah. That's what I meant. Well, I think summertime people get warm weather, but here when we have warm weather, it stays with us it's dry too. It is so dry. Oh my gosh, no humidity whatsoever. I've just been drinking a lot of water, and I haven't been eating a lot. Today I had for dinner, I took an avocado and mashed it up with some sweet onion and some seasonings and a little tomato diced up and put it on some pumpernickel rye bread. That was dinner. But doesn't it always cool down at night, though? Catherine, up there in Canada? Yeah, that sounds beautiful. Whispers in the wind. I love autumn. Autumn's my favorite time, and I've had some good memories of being places that the colors are so gorgeous. That's good. I have an Instant Pot type. Well, I have the it's called the pressure cooker by Corsari. Dirk says Kathy and I went to the Keys this past February for 2 days. It was cold. Real February, because that time, I mean, it shouldn't be cold, cold, but it gets cold in Florida, January and February, but it's never like really cold, cold, you know? It does feel cold because you're near the water, and I think when it's cold and you're near the body of water, you get even colder. Oh man, Catherine, that's right. You don't have air conditioning. So there are times in the summer that, yeah, I'm sure you wish you did. That was nice, Nancy. Helping your parents mowing, that's a good thing to do. Good daughter. That would be cool. Whispers in the Wind said, well, if I get my tiny home built, I want to build a Airbnb, I think you said. Also, and you can just visit there in the fall. Hey, that's a good dream. No, you can't use solar panels to run your air conditioning. Not like, I mean, you could if you had lots and lots and lots of solar, but I don't. That costs lots of money. Hi, Victoria. Maryland, you moved from Huntington Beach to Santa Ana and noticed right away how much warmer it was in Santa Ana. Yeah. Oh, if you're near the beach, it's cooler. It's nice. Oh, I hope you get your tiny home. I would love to build a tiny home right here. Like, that would be such an awesome thing to actually build it right on this little spot here. But I'm no builder. I am not the handiest. I can do other things, but handy is not, no, I'm not. Hi, Molly. Thanks. Yes. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy your dinner. I just had mine. Yeah, I have a space here to build a tiny home, but I don't have the wherewithal, I can't hire some stranger because it would cost too much. But I could design one in my, definitely could design one. I've watched so many videos on tiny homes and campers, vans. Um, I'm interested, it holds my interest. I think it's great to take a van and turn it into a camper and make it comfortable for the person that's going to be in it. So, oh, hi, Jen. Jen says he started watching me when I filmed with Chico. Aww. Well, welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I miss Chico. I have lots of pictures of me and Chico and videos. I have videos with Chico a lot. Every time we went to dinner or anything, we always made a video. I miss him too. Twin Sparrow, hi, Twin. Today's newspaper says the Rose Parade's canceled. What a bummer. The YouTuber Dabu77 says Walmart will be going with face masks required and self-checking and cashless. Sounds real socialistic to me. Well, we'll see what happens, you and me, we don't have much to say about what happens. Turn what into a house, Marilyn? Bye, Catherine. I'm glad you were here. Thanks for joining in. You're always a joy. I didn't get what you meant, turn it into a house. I mean, this is my house, but I definitely could make a Greyhound bus. You could do that. That's true. Yeah, you can make a tiny home out of a lot of things. I've even seen tiny homes, not necessarily called tiny homes, made out of tires. Things like that. That sounds cool. Whispers in the Wind has had an uncle that turned a school bus into a cottage. She said it was the coolest thing. He owned a chunk of land and parked it. That's perfect. Yeah, I've seen Rufus. I stay in touch with Rufus's new dad, and every now and then I get a picture, and I'm just glad he's living his life. You know, he's doing okay. Tires, yeah, like I think they fill them with some kind of sand or something. I mean, it's one of those like on TV where you know exotic, unique homes, yeah, things like that. It's a good thing to do with tires. They're just otherwise they just sort of hang around. So, but anyway, if I had a wish come true and it wasn't like extravagant wish, I would like to. Hi, Mike. I would love to have a friend that could help me build something like that. I have to win the lottery first. How are you, Mike? It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you caught the live. Thank you, Whispers in the Wind. Well, when you build your home, you know, and I'll be here, we'll be talking all the way through it. There'll be a time that we will communicate in person. Marilyn Darling says, I saw a show where they made a house out of plastic bottles melted down and made into walls, and it was crazy looking. Yeah, I like those kind of shows though. I do. I like to see that people create interesting homes, and off-grid homes, and I mean, I love all that. I would only want to do that with a mate because, like I said, I'm not handy, but I have great ideas. I'm very creative. That's great. I'm glad. I plan on you guys. I'll be meeting a lot of people in the next few years that are, you know, subscriber friends. Why not? I did. Yeah. That painting is a Yorkie. Is that one? That wasn't my dog though. That was just a dog that I thought was a cool picture, a cool painting. But I don't know anybody who has a Yorkie. But the one behind it, that little doggy was mine, a Yorkie named Bowie, and he turned out really good. I love that painting. It's one of my favorite paintings, and that was done in watercolor, which I rarely use. This one's acrylic. And it is for sale. I mean, somebody's going to say, oh, that looks just like my Yorkie. They're going to have it. Thank you, Whispers. God was good to me when it comes to, like I said, creativity. Like, I cut this one out. This was like one of my last, and sometimes I'll smudge on the outside of the paper, so it doesn't look good, so I just cut it out. I thought it looks really pretty like this, and I'm gonna do something with it. I think I might laminate it, or just maybe just like frame it. Anything, you know. I have two of them. And then the book that I've been working with, this is the very last mandala in the book, but I get a new book tomorrow. Thank you, Whispers, so much. Thank you, Willow Wind. How are you? It's nice to see you. My home is very cozy, not there yet. It is. It may be a little crowded with, every now and then I go through where I got to get rid of some crap, but sometimes you save things because you think you're going to need them later, and then a year goes by and the same basket of stuff hasn't been touched, and then I start to like go through it. Otherwise, I'm like a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder yet, and I won't be, but you know what I mean when you have too much crap and you don't even touch it. Anyway, this is the last one in the book. It didn't have any black on it. I put the polka dots because it was such big areas. I thought it needed something. And then I thought, well, I'll put some more polka dots here. But that's the last one. It was like the one I didn't really want to do. But I bet it's going to turn out kind of cute. If I don't have something to work on, I don't know what I'll do. Thanks, Diane. How are you, honey? Nice to see you. I know you, I'm glad you like the mandala that I sent you. That's good. It's easy to kind of like, I don't mean hoard, because the real hoarder I'll show, that's ridiculous. But I do look around and see that things start to gather that I don't throw away, you know. And I'm running out of space. That's why I do need I really need a shed. But a shed that's going to be really nice is going to cost a little more than I want to spend. So I have held off doing that. Hi, Maya. Yeah. I did like a live stream earlier today. I know some of you know. But I got on here earlier, like, I don't know what time it was. And waiting for the electrician to come to fix my my breaker box. So I started a live stream and started talking, and then the electrician came. I had to like end it abruptly. I wouldn't want it back. But I plan on doing some interesting, I'm hoping that this is going to be starting tomorrow. I'm going to try to work it out. Where I have on my other channel, RV Debs Journey number 2, which I might change the name, and I'll let you all know. But right now it's RV Debs Journey with a 2. I'm going to start putting up ASMR painting. Well, they'll be coloring mandalas for a while until I get tired of it. Then I'll do something else. But at least I'll be able to show. People have asked me this a lot. Like, could you show us painting? Or could you show us beading? So I'll be able to show you. Anyway, so that's going to happen this week. I get it tomorrow. Good. Yeah, Marilyn, it'll be something like you have, I think. Jen, what RV Deb, what movie do you never get tired of watching? I need more movies to watch. Well, I can, one comes to mind that I just watched recently, and I'd watched it a few times. It's called The Holiday. It stars, what's her name? She was in something about Mary, but I can't think of her name, but you guys will know. And the woman, the star that played in Titanic, the lead. Hi, John. Welcome, welcome. Cool, Sassy. You're cross-stitching mandalas. I'd love to see one when you're done. ASMR, Michelle, I forget what it stands for, but what it is, and if you look on YouTube, there's a million ASMR channels. There's, what it really is sensory. What I get from it is that it's something that you do for sensory perception. Like, maybe some people like to watch someone eat, okay? And quietly, just really just someone else likes to show a massage, you know, or talking softly, or it's just all kinds of stuff. So if you want to know, you just have to look up ASMR on YouTube, and there's all kinds of that stuff. Autonomous, thank you. It stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. I kind of had that. Hi, PJ. I saw ya. And it's very relaxing, right? And some people, it's the sound. Like some people, the whole time, they're whispering. The whole video is soft, and just relax. That kind of stuff. So there's that. I saw one that it was a really pretty, you could tell, a really young, gorgeous, pretty girl. And all she showed was from her lips down. Whispers in the wind. Yes, just like your name. Yeah, check it out. Marilyn Darling says it is most commonly triggered by specific auditory or visual stimuli, and less commonly by intentional attention control. So there's all kinds of it. There's there's people that are acting out parts. It's crazy, but it's fun. I enjoy. I don't watch it a lot, but I think I could do it good. Yeah, so that's what I think I'm gonna do that starting. See, there's Colette says, I love listening and watching people turn the pages of a book. Isn't that interesting? And I mean, you could take a brush and it'd be very quiet, and you have to have a good sound to come, but you go. Anyway, everything makes a sound. Hi, Amanda. Can't wait to see you. Yeah, so everything has a sound, and sounds, a lot of it is sound. Some of it is just, you know, soft. I like this one guy. If you like eating, he shows you fixing it. He doesn't talk at all. It's always just, yeah, it's just visual. His name is Zach. The last name, I can't remember. That's what I'm gonna do. Harmony Paints. I'm gonna just because I enjoy doing it, and I don't know how long they'll be, but at least an hour. Maybe 20. I don't know yet. I'm gonna see. I'll play it by ear, and I might. This is something Amanda is a smart cookie. She said I should first put it on my Patreon, my first one, in showing what I'm going to be doing, and hoping that people would like to join my Patreon and watch some of the art. You could call them classes. I'm going to talk. There'll be times when I do the beads, but right now I'm into mandalas, so it's just sort of coloring, and I'll talk soothing and soft. Yeah, I've been told my voice is like that too, Whispers. People think I'm a guy on the phone. The electrician earlier, I said, he answers hello, and I go, hello. I don't know what I said, and he said, sir, and I said, I'm Debbie, and I'm female, and he said, I'm sorry. Thank you, Molly. Yeah, so I'm gonna start some new stuff. I know I've been putting it off, but the heat's gotten to me. I can use that as an excuse. Carrie Joe, I wish it would rain here. I really do, and I don't normally wish for rain because the dog doesn't like it. But we could use it. It is so dry here. I mean, really. I don't sound like a guy. I don't think I sound like a guy, but I think when somebody answers the phone, only men do this. I've never had a woman go, yes, sir, just guys. Marilyn says, I get this, Mrs. So and so, and I say, no, this is her son. And they go, I'm sorry. And I say, you're sorry, and I'm the one with the voice. PJ, you don't sound that feminine. Oh yeah, you're late to the party, girlfriend. I had two guys. They were very nice electricians from a company locally, thank God. Um, I'll answer you in a second, Dirk. Yeah, two guys came over today that from this company, and got down on the floor and checked out my breaker box, and found the only thing that they found was there were loose wiring. And he said, if you have a loose wiring in the back of the breaker to all of the whatever it is, fuses and electric, that it can drain that 20 amp fuse or whatever breaker for the air conditioner, and it can make it click off because it's draining the amount of power it can use. And that's what he said. But he fixed it, and it hasn't gone off, and it's been 106. Now, thank you, Colette. I don't feel like I sound like a guy. I have a soft voice. Dirk says, I'm still scratching my head that you don't play the guitar anymore, and I would die to be able to play. You know, I wished I didn't give up the guitar. When I stopped playing the guitar, and put on fake nails, okay? That's the reason I did it. I was just met my husband, and I wanted him to think my hands were beautiful, and he liked fingernails. And I just stopped playing. But you know what? It was $50, Amanda. They gave me a break. Normally it's $75 to have someone come. So I'm fortunate that it was $50, and it was worth it. Anyway, yeah, so I stopped playing the guitar because I was vanity, and I don't know why my husband didn't insist on me singing and playing to him. That's the one weird thing about our relationship. Every other relationship I've ever had, whether it be a girlfriend like Kathy or a guy I was dating, they'd want me to play guitar and sing. I bring my guitar everywhere I went. I was one of those teenagers and 20s. I mean, always had my guitar with me. I don't know, I just stopped. And I never really, I picked it up a few times. I have picked it up, but it really hurts. Like it's starting over. So, you get really bad calluses. And my fingers, as you get older, you don't have the flexibility, because when you're playing an instrument and you're constantly playing it, your muscles are strong and you can spread your fingers better. So that's part of the reason I haven't tried to really get into trying to do it again. I wish I could. And I went to broadcast school. Oh, you know, wait a minute. Maya says, I remember the New Christie Minstrels. I tried out for the New Christie Minstrels. My mother took me to the tryout, and I didn't get the job, but that was kind of neat. And as far as radio announcer kind of voice, well, I did go to broadcasting school. I was playing guitar and singing. Kathy and I had moved in together, and I really was tired of being in the bars singing, because that was one of the reasons that I didn't mind giving it up. I didn't really want to hang around the bars singing. So I went to broadcast TV radio, Brown Institute in Fort Lauderdale, and I got to be on the radio for a little while and do voiceovers. And I really do enjoy that. That's neat, Carrie Jo. Yeah, so, it's part of the reason I don't play the guitar anymore. It's a terrible thing that I did. Because I played for years. I started when I was 12. Played professionally for, well, not from 12, but from about, really started when I was like 15. I even had a manager. What? Rosie's talking to me. You'll go out in a little while, okay? Okay. Go lay down. Go on, go lay down. Well, I can't really play the guitar. I mean, when I bring the guitar out and I try, because I've played Mark's guitar, just tried, and it was just really hurtful. I don't know. It's a terrible thing. Okay, I got to catch up on what's going on here. Whispers in the Winds that I think you should have a channel dedicated to telling stories or audiobooks. You have the voice for it. Well, audiobooks would be fun. I would love to have that to do, but broadcasting is an interesting thing. I don't think I'd ever be like an actress or nothing, but voiceovers. And I like to I used to write out commercials, and then get to go in the box and come here. Okay. She had a bath today. Yeah, she had some poop on her butt. So we took her to the utility kitchen and we washed that face in that little butt. And I shaved her butt. Yeah, see, Carrie Jo, exactly. I mean, I'm not as I used to be. I wish I could say, oh yeah, I'll just practice for a couple weeks, but it's harder than that. I do have an interesting history. I mean, I grew up, I didn't have children. So my history is different than a lot of people's, a lot of women's, because I didn't raise a family. So instead of raising a family, I played guitar and sang in those days up through my 40s, and then got into arts and crafts. Poor Lily, she's not poor. She's cute though. Yeah, she was tortured. Well, I was watching her today. Dogs, they're your babies, and I'm watching her trying to go. She's trying to poop. Watching her for a while, thinking that's taking longer than it should. I go over there and I see that there's like caked on her butt. Like I picked her up and threw her in the sink. Lily's lucky. Lily and Rosie have really good lives. I mean, okay, maybe they could go out for more walks than what I do, but that's about it. I think they got it made. Yeah, wasn't that disgusting? I know I shared too much information, but that's what happened. And then I washed her in the sink and brought her home, and then when she was dry, I took my clippers. I have a grooming kit, and shaved her hair right behind her butt, down her legs, because that's a problem that she has. Thank you very much, Whispers in the Wind. Hi, Justin Maine. Yeah, I was going to come back. I just had a short little, I don't know what made me go live today. Sometimes I just get the mood. Now, what you're saying, Libra, about Willie Nelson that still plays and he's got a bad rheumatoid arthritis. If he stopped playing that guitar, if he just put that guitar down and did not touch it for, give him 6 months, maybe a year, he would have a hard time playing it. I know I told her business, but I'm not telling it to the world. I'm just telling it to my friends. Yeah, so I just, I try to take good care of them. I don't have a lot of money to spend on doggies, but we do okay. Yeah, if you don't play, honestly, I mean, especially Willie, like Willie's an old guy, older than me, and if he stopped playing, well, he didn't stop playing. It's like a muscle. It's almost like, it is like singing. If you don't sing and you let years go by without singing, you're going to have a very limited song, limited voice. And I have that happen too. No, it's cool in my camper right now. Thank God. I had the electrician tighten up everything in the box, in the breaker box was loose. We think that's all I needed to do. Yeah, this is an instrument, and I used to have a really good voice to sing. I could really sing for 5 hours, not even repeat a song, and my fingers could play the guitar, and but not anymore. Yeah, but he didn't stop playing the guitar, even when he takes breaks. I can tell you that. I mean, you can take a break and not be in public, but that doesn't mean that you don't pick up your guitar. As a guitarist, as a guitar player, when I played the guitar, I played it all the time. I always had my guitar. He's 87. Gosh. Whispers in the Winds reporting, well, just hit the news. Florida's hospitals are overwhelmed. I think I am going to stop watching the news. I haven't watched the news today, and it feels fine. I'm glad. I know it's bad. He was born 1933 in Abbott, Texas. It's amazing. Yeah, I love him. Willie Nelson's the one thing I love about Willie Nelson, especially well, I still love him. Is his songs that he did. Always, you could tell it was Willie Nelson. He had a style. He has. I don't. He's not dead. He has a style that, um, you just know it's Willie, and it's a good thing, And I adore that kind of a person too. He's a pot smoker. Yep. Well, I could go visit him and be very happy. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, that's beautiful. Yeah, I love I used to listen to his um, albums and enjoyed the way he styled it. Michelle, thank you for coming in, darling. You stay well. Dirk says, I collect guitars and try every now and then. Trying to learn one song doesn't remind me of anything, by Chris Cornell. I had it easy. When I started playing the guitar at 12 years old, it was a fun thing to do. My dad brought a guitar home for my mother, because my mother was musical. But she didn't pick it up. I picked it up. And I immediately was obsessed with wanting, to play. So my mom and dad, I guess they talked to some people, and there was this guitar teachers. There were three of them. A black woman named Harriet. The name of the company was Harriet Williams. So Harriet and her niece taught, and then I don't know what the relationship was. I mean, I was only 12, but there was another lady, and her name was Molly, and she was a white woman, and she had really long ponytail, and they looked like hippies, but they weren't hippies because hippies weren't happening yet. They were bohemian, they were beatniks, they were that kind of cool. And they had a class, and the class started on Mondays, but the performance class, the one that you really wished that you could get into, was on Friday. And I started on Monday, and I was in the Friday class, of course, at the end of it. And then at that point, I took it for 4 years. I think we moved to Hollywood, so it was over. But they were the coolest, and they had this guitar group. They'd go up to Idlewild in the mountains in Los Angeles, but the mountains. And there's a place called Idlewild, and they had a camp. And every summer they would have like maybe 15 of the guitar students, especially the Friday performance class, and we would all go up to Idlewild with them and camp in these bunks in a big old, cabin. And we would play in music. We'd have like a contest, like a performance. I remember the song they taught all of us, so we would sing it, and it went like this. We'll drive you wild at Idlewild at the house of the six strings. They'll drive you wild at Idlewild when our guitar gang swings. That was part of the song. Don't know what the phrase of the moon we're in. I have had quite the life. I'll tell you something I've not shared before, since we're all here together. When I was 15, my parents moved to West Hollywood, and they got to be managers of a high-rise apartment on Hacienda Place, right there on Santa Monica, on the corner. It was a nice place, beautiful places, and we had some actors have lived in there, and for example, what's his name, Robert Vaughn, at the time when he was in Man from U.N.C.L.E., he stayed upstairs of us in a beautiful place, because we had a big apartment. It was like 2 bedroom and a den, 2 bathroom. It was nice. And anyway, he was there. There was a few more. Another lady, what's her name? Shelley Winters. She had a young lover. She was in her 40s then, maybe, and he was in his like 30s. And anyway, we had a lot of actors and stuff in the building, and producers. Carol Burnett's show, there was like the producers lived there. Anyway, there was also, this is the part, there was also a lot of call girls. Very expensive hookers, but they're call girls. They weren't called hookers. And they would see their customers, in their apartment, and it was not cheap. They were expensive girls and beautiful women. And my very first really good close friend was a lady that was a call girl. Her name was Rita. She went by Rita, the poor man's Elizabeth Taylor. She looked a lot like Elizabeth Taylor. And I would go hang out with her, after school. And, my parents were very open. They never really, maybe they should have, but they didn't. And I would go hang out with my friend Rita, where I learned about a lot. I learned about vibrators from Rita, and learned about men a lot from Rita. And there were even times when we were cooking something in the kitchen, and she had a knock, and she was expecting someone, and she took care of them while I was there. I didn't know. I didn't hear anything. I wasn't in the room. But it didn't take long for her to make her $200. And in 1965, $200, $400 tricks, I guess you'd call them, were pretty good. So I have been through, I know it's crazy. What a crazy story, but it's a true story. There was a lady that lived in, there was a few call girls. They were beautiful women, really, and very clean, and I mean, they were together. Anyway, it was kind of exciting, really. My life is crazy. One time I babysat, there was a lady that was from Finland, and she was a call girl, and she had a son. I think he was maybe 7 or 8, staying with her. And what's the guy from he talking to his shoe? Yeah, what was it called? The Spy. It was a comedy Spy. I can't think of Adam. Oh man, what's the guy's name from? Is it I Spy? Maxwell Smart. Yes, John. And the actor's name was it Don Adams or Don? Get Smart. It was Get Smart. Was it Don Adams? Somebody look it up for me. Anyway, he was taking her out New Year's Eve, and I babysat, so that was kind of neat because not that he was so fantastic, but I was, like I said, I was maybe 16. I babysat for them. But I have had some very special. One time, my friend Rita, she was my like girlfriend. The other ones weren't really girlfriend. Don Adams, thank you, John. You're good. Appreciate the help. Yeah, so Don Adams was her date for the night. Everybody looked it up. Rita, the poor man's Elizabeth Taylor, as she called herself, one of her customers, older man, wanted all she had to do to make her money was we drove to Westwood. There was a bowling alley in Westwood, and we parked and went into the bowling alley, and all she had to do was pretend to be his girlfriend in front of his fellow cronies, his guys. And we sat like, how in a bowling alley, they're bowling down below and you're sitting up like above it at the tables. And we just sat at the tables, and he came to visit her, and she made him feel like it was all about him. And I don't know how much money that day he handed her. But after we were done, that's all she had to do. There was no sex involved at all. We left, and we went like walking distance. There was a flamenco club. And we went to the flamenco club and watched the flamenco dancers. And I was underage, but I didn't drink. But we had like, she had a cocktail, and I don't know what I don't remember the details, but that was a fun time for me. That was my upbringing. Yes, Hollywood, California. That's why I don't really fit in too much around here. But people accept me for who I am, you know? It's a crazy life, and you never know what somebody's gone through in their life, you know? I am a fish out of water. Butterbean Head, hi sweetie, welcome. Thanks, Colette. I can tell you, Whispers in the Wind, that I prefer the country right now. I'm really glad I'm here. Could I be happier on the coast in Oregon, with friends? Yes. Or, in a nice cool area somewhere. But I don't think I'd want to live in the city anymore. Not really in the city. Los Angeles is a weird city anyway, because LA is so big that you could live in the city, but you're not anywhere near downtown LA. So you're in the city though, Yeah, beach in California if you could afford it. I've had some interesting times. I really have. I've gone to parties who were like really big people, like Elvis Presley's parties, but I didn't see him. But he used to have like a Christmas time gathering, and my sister was 4 years older than me, so she was kind of like really cool, and I was her little sister. But I got to go along a lot. And I remember wandering all over the mansion. I don't even know if it was his, to be honest, but it was up in the, like, Truesdale Estates. It was way up there, and it was so fun to just look at the views, and yeah. I know it's changed, Libra, I do, and I know my way around LA really good. And actually almost all of California. I'd like to spend a little time in San Diego. I never really, I mean, I've been to San Diego several times, but I never spent much time there. And I think that's a beautiful part of California. Yeah, Hollywood's changed. And when I lived there, West Hollywood was not like it is now. Um, I, I've been back. I took Kathy years ago now. It's been a long time. But Kathy and I went to California. We went to Seattle and Oregon and Vegas, and I took her all around the Hollywood area, to the beach and back, and up in the hills, and Laurel Canyon, where Joni Mitchell lived. And that's the time I lived there. It was when Joni Mitchell and James Taylor and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young were all hanging out there. Mary Jane. It's a nice way to put it, isn't it? Yeah, I wouldn't mind living like outside of a city. I don't want to be so far out. Like I've talked about it here. I've got a friend that has like a cow pasture. She's way out in the sticks. I call it the sticks. But she's outside of town. And it's a long drive before you even get to like their property. And there's cows and that kind of stuff. And I stayed at her house. I babysat her like 4 dogs. But she lost puppies. Like she'd let a little puppy out to go pee pee, and it would run around like where it got out of control, and it would never come back. A coyote got it, an owl got it. It was almost like they're sad. They're sad that it happens, but I'd be devastated. So let me read what you guys are saying. Marilyn says, I went to a house that Marilyn Monroe lived in Brentwood and spent the day walking around that town. Beautiful. She lived right across from the road in a fabulous old-fashioned soda pop shop. Yeah, there's some gorgeous places, and if you know where to look, there's a lot of beautiful homes up there that you can go look at. Yeah, I love the country too. I don't want to be so far away that this is a little too far from the Walmart. But it's a different kind of lifestyle. Living in Texas has really showed me a different life completely than whatever I've lived before. Here, a 45-minute drive to go to Walmart is nothing to some people. That's how big, that's how wide and expansive these little towns are in between the cities in Texas. Um, people are used to it. It took me a while when I got here just to go to the store, just to go to the next town, Haskell. I've done it many times on video. The back farm road. And it's about a 25-minute drive, at least. And I just couldn't believe it took so long to get everywhere. Haight Ashbury, yeah. I know San Francisco pretty well myself. You'd like to own a little sandwich shop? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the restaurant business, but I could think of a lot of different good things. Here in town, I think, anyone ever see Kenny Rogers had like a chicken place? And you'd see the chicken on the skewers and they'd be turning, lots of them. And then they just have side dishes and you come in and you get like a whole chicken cut up or half. And then you get potato salad and whatever. Yeah, Kenny Rogers roasters. Well, I would love to see something like that open up here. I think it would be simple because it'd have to be a simple menu, but nothing like a good old roasted chicken to bring home to family. The nostalgia of living in old villages, and like I lived in Key West for almost 3 years. That was a cool place to live. That was my favorite place I ever lived. It's similar to here, huh? Saskatchewan? Yeah, I've never been there. I've been to Vancouver, in part of Canada, and of course Ontario, and that's it. Yeah, we don't even have KFC. I mean, like I said, we have to go about an hour and 5 minutes or so before you get into Abilene, and then you start seeing, of course, fast food. Same thing with Wichita Falls, about an hour and 10 minutes, and then you got everything. Yeah, it had to be a simple menu for sure, Whispers. Prairies, yeah, I got the prairies here. But I've gotten used to it. Now, when I drive with Kathy, like we go to Walmart or something, it's like, that wasn't that fast. I mean, that wasn't that long. Abilene, it's an hour. It's a good hour. Easy. And I always can't wait till I get home. I think as I get older, I'm really a homebody now. I just don't need I don't need to do a lot of stuff. Look at it, I look like wrecked today. I don't care. Manitoba. I don't look fabulous. I look like me with no makeup on after a full day. Go ahead, Dirk, you can do that. Thank you for asking. Ew, that'd be awful. A bone screech, chilling screech sounds terrible. Mm. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you haven't. Please, please, please. It's just something that us people that do this like to see, and I get a lot of them, and I thank you. Thanks, Carrie Joe. Well, anyway, so the air conditioner did not turn off today, thank you God. So maybe it was just it needed some tightening in the box that was just not helping it. Hi, my stroke recovery. Oh, it's Whispers in the Wind is the same person. Okay. Sorry. You know how many names? I am not good with names. Sometimes it takes me a little while. Especially with the names on here. So it is another day, and it's the 15th of July already. Time is flying. It's flying. I'm gonna have company Saturday. Amanda's driving this way to me this time. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I sometimes words, you know, they're not there sometimes. Well, New Hampshire's a really pretty area anyway. I can only imagine how gorgeous the wildlife is. I'm not really a country girl, but I do like, I like the country. I like being close to the city. But I really would like to be a beach girl, but I never have. I mean, that's not going to happen. I can't afford to live on the beach. Elderberry tea sounds good. I lived on Clearwater Beach, Florida. When I first came to Florida, I lived on the beach, and I had a lot of beach friends, and that was so cool. Where are you, Dirk? Well, where are you in Michigan, you mean? Lake, is it like on the lake? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, I hope so too, Amanda. I told Danny today, I called him today, and he told me that I didn't turn the gauge, which I didn't know I had to. Um, I didn't turn it down low enough, so he's gonna make sure that Friday it's turned on. So, you know, hopefully it will be cool. I know there's a lot of people to visit out there. Maya, thank you. I do need my I had a passport, but I need to redo it. Like it ran out of date. Yeah, we'll make it work, Amanda. You know it. No, the air coming out of that little air conditioner thing was really cold, but you know that's been closed up. So you know, on a day of 114, you can imagine. But Saturday it's not going to get that hot. Thank God. I bet I would love it up there in the fall. It sounds beautiful, Libra, that you live in the country with all the animals, and we have a lot here too. But in Knox City, I don't see too many wild animals, but lots of birds. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a nice area. I've been up to Michigan. I used to go to Michigan. Kathy and I would go every year, and we did like at least 3 different areas of arts and craft shows. You'll have to share that with me, Whispers. I do have, yeah, you know, I'm rvdebs@gmail.com in case you guys are interested. And I have a P.O. box. Everything's listed, of course, in the description. I have you all know this, but I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram. And my Instagram always has lots of new pictures. That's where I put pictures, images. And I have my PayPal and I have my Patreon. So anyone interested in you know, doing that, take the link and go check it out. Well, I trust you too, Whispers. You guys are all wonderful, wonderful people and my friends. You help me through times when I feel like I need to talk to somebody. Yes, if I knew then what I know now, I would probably be wealthy. I can understand why you would want to move closer to the city, Libra. The Northeast, the best time to visit the Northeast is like autumn, in my opinion, or spring. Thank you, Marilyn. Yeah, sometimes I need, just like anybody, sometimes we need each other. And I've been very happy because I'm alone in this town. I really am. There's nice people here, but I don't really, I can't say that I've met totally fabulous, my type of people. Just a few, a few. It's a good thing to do. YouTube can help your mood. You just, check out some videos and get out of ourselves, because no matter how bad it gets, no matter how bad your life feels some days, it does get better and it changes. That's the one thing you can count on. Even no matter how low you get, I hope you remember this. Anyone who gets really down and bummed out and low, that it's going to pass. It always passes, and life is a circle. We don't have a rodeo here, but there are rodeos. They're not like here. And I know some country people that live here that do show their animals at rodeos and ride. And I mean, there's some cowboys. There's some real Knox City, this area, not just Knox City, but these little towns. These people live here all their lives. They even leave and come back. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad I've been told, thank you, Colette, for saying that. I've been told that before, and you know what? It goes around, comes around. Like, the things I've gotten from my channel, whether it's monetization, friendships, visitors, gifts. I mean, I've been very, very happy and fortunate that I decided to take a chance and get a channel, and I just be myself. I can't promise. I try not to promise too much, because I'm at a point in my life where I don't really want to make sure. I don't want to disappoint anyone. Therefore, I don't want to make a promise that I can't keep. My grandmother and grandfather had a cottage, a 5-bedroom cottage, really neat old-fashioned one in Ontario, Canada. And all the family would go over on the summertime, and we would live at the cottage with grandma and auntie and uncles and cousins. And she would make pickles. She would, do dill tomatoes and pickles, and she was something else. There are times when in our life that it's an aloneness, like I wish I had a mate, so that maybe we would have been able to build a tiny home together. I'm getting to a point now where that just, I don't think that'll happen. I wish it would happen, but I'm not out there actively searching for a new love, and I certainly know they're not going to knock at my door. And I just have to take a day at a time. Oh yeah, that's right. Um, well, no matter where we are, definitely I'll get on for a while and visit. And yes, thank you, Colette. Thank you so much. It's so kind of you, super chat. Always nice. Like it's like a little gift from heaven. Thank you. You got to put yourself out there, but do you put yourself out there, Marilyn? It's not that easy to put yourself out there. It really isn't. I put myself out there on here. You know what, Libra, speaking of what you just said, to go see your house again. Well, years later, I think Kathy was with me for this too. Yeah. And we went to Buffalo to visit, and we went to the cottage, and two guys had bought the cottage and vamped it and made it very beautiful. It didn't even look like our cottage. And but they had really dolled it up and made it beautiful. But it was nice of them to let us walk through it. But it wasn't the same. And there was like a hill in the back. There was big rolling grass hill. When I was little, we'd all roll down the hill and I thought it was a big hill. But when I was there, when I was an adult, it was a little tiny hill. We all have interesting paths and pasts that we can share with each other. And I really do appreciate that you guys come here to hear me, to talk to me. I don't know what style. I think it would be, I've seen some that I really like, tiny homes. I really have. Some people that have designed them perfectly. And I don't really want to move around, but so my tiny home could be bigger than, like, it's not like I want to get the truck and move it. Yeah, well, the trolls, if they know that they can bother you, they really come on strong. And I got over the trolls a few years ago. When I moved here, I had a lot of trolls that bothered me, and I let it bother me. And now, I don't let people get to me. If you're saying some mean, nasty things, your history. This is my home. You could buy land here inexpensively, but Carla, I don't have that. I don't have money to buy land. I'm just living on Social Security and whatever I can get from my art and my jewelry and YouTube. That's what I have. So, but there is a lot of cheaper land. You can do some good land buying here, but you got to have money. Good old money. I don't let the trolls get me. I know some people have had it really, really bad. So you got to just do what's most comfortable for you. Not everybody is cut out to have a channel. I don't know. I just went for it and it happened, and I'm proud of it because really this is my 5th year and I'm still here. I'm still standing after all this time, looking like a true survivor. I share from my heart. I try to keep it where I don't swear a lot anyway. Um, I'm just being myself. I don't even know how to explain it. That I do this, and then like sometimes I don't even feel like doing it, so then I don't, right? But that's what I do. Carla said I started a channel for reviews, but it was so negative that I deleted it. Keep it positive is good. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to review any channels, because that's opening yourself up. You start talking about people in a negative way, it's going to come back to you. Really. So I don't want to do that. Libra says my friend in Atlanta is trying to talk me into moving to South Carolina. He was telling me about some places where the people don't drive cars, they use golf carts. There's a town called The Villages. They use golf carts they've got golf carts going all over the place. You mean subscribers, Carla? You got 75 in one day. That's really good. Jingles is something I would love to be able to write. I wrote a jingle about marijuana, in the 60s. Things go better with marijuana, things go better with pot. Life is just more fun when you get high, but your mouth gets dry. So pot goes better with Coca-Cola, pot goes better with Coke. I know, dumb. 75 subscribers in one day is a really good chunk of people. That's great. I don't ever think about the numbers of people anymore. When I first started, oh my God, just to get to 100. And the way I did it was, I thought of 100 people. Just think of 100 people standing in, around you. That's a lot of people. Hi, Pacific Northwest Granny. So when I got to 100, I was real proud of it. And then getting to 500, that was just amazing to me. And 1,000, the first 1,000 was mind-blowing. And it just, now I really, well, first of all, when I got my channel back, I have a bunch of subscribers that I didn't honestly get. You reviewed Glenda Sully. See, I wouldn't want you to review me. If I do know Glenda, yes. When you review another person's channel, first of all, you're telling people about someone. So you're reviewing what you think. And that's fine if you do that. There are people that do that. But to me, that's like opening up that's like opening up a can of worms. If you talk about somebody and maybe you don't like the channel that much, or they don't know how to shoot a camera, or they always say I don't believe that we need people to do the dirty work of spreading the stuff about somebody. But there are channels that do that. That's what they do. They review. So I'm not person to do it. I personally don't want to give I won't even give you my point of view on most channels. If I don't have something nice to say about people, you might be able to tell that I don't love them, but I'm not gonna tell you why. I made a video about Caravan Carolyn just because what happened to her and how she stopped her, how she said goodbye to everybody. And man, I've had more comments on that video than any other video. I mean, just people like to hate, and that hurts. Yeah, I know Camo Dave. Yeah, he's reviewed he's talked on my channel about me. I appreciate that. If it's positive. Now, if you're reviewing someone and you're saying some positive things and you're hoping that they create even a bigger channel, then that's good. But if you're talking negative, that would be something else. Yeah, I don't want no negative energy anyway. Yeah, Glenda has had some rough times over the last year that I've noticed. I don't watch all her channel, all her videos, I mean, but every now and then, if the name of the title gets me to want to listen. But if this is the bottom of YouTube, it's okay. Something's got to be on the bottom. I mean, some people make millions of dollars on YouTube, and wow, good for them. But I don't think I started my channel at the right time to make money, because it was already happening. Yeah, I have enough of my own issues too. We gotta love each other. We gotta try to spread good cheer and happiness. Hi, Mrs. Thoreau. I like them too, Libra. I like Dave. Dave and I have talked on the phone a few times. When I had lost my channel, he was very sweet and helpful to talk to me, and just, it was nice. And I can't say anything but nice things personally. I've always been treated good, and that's all I can say about that. I've never gotten a plaque. YouTube, you don't get a plaque from YouTube until I think 100,000 subscribers. I think that's the first one. Yes, good energy. It all comes back to you anyway, you know. Whatever you put out there is going to spring right back in your face. So it's best to be kind. It really is. Come on, people, now smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Love that song. Some may come and some may go. Remember the song by Gal Garnett? We'll sing in the sunshine. We'll laugh every day. We'll sing in the sunshine. And then I'll be on my way. My mother, she once told me, don't you love you any man? Just take what they may give you, and give but what you can. And we'll sing in the sunshine. We'll laugh every day. We'll sing in the sunshine. And then I'll be on my way. Yeah, that's a good song. Gail Garnett. Well, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this impromptu-y kind of Wednesday chat. I enjoyed it. And I thank you so much for just being around and being with me and hanging out. And give me a thumbs up if you haven't. I would appreciate that very much. I love to sing. I don't sing that good anymore, but, you know, my channel, I sing every now and then. The one I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Do, 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 do. Thank you, Dirk. Singing, my mother and I used to sing and harmonize together. Really, when I was, you know, young and she was young, oh man, we sang some pretty songs together in harmony. Yeah, it's a good old song, Carrie Joe. Thank you, Mimi. Yeah, 60s and 70s, that's me, you know. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. That was my formative years. And I know the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, but I honestly can say that I think the music from the 60s and 70s was the best. I hope you guys will come back on Friday when we do this again. Yeah. You guys are my buds. And the new people, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. And hit the notification bell. Hopefully, sometimes you will get notified when I upload some kind of video or I go live. And I thank you for, you know, I thank you guys. Because you're always, you uplift me. You lift me up. I wish I could sing, really sing. I would have done, had I played the guitar and sang during YouTube, I would have been singing online all the time. It's the real thing. Yeah. So until Friday, you guys have a good rest of your night. Get your rest. Stay safe. Try to smile. Share and be kind. Peace out from Texas. Love you all.